Alright guys, it's been a little bit. I think it's been about a month since I posted a video. I actually planned on posting some videos, went wheeling again in the green Jeep, and a couple more times actually. It was pretty darn fun. I did something to this tire. I don't know exactly what I did to it. I know I hit an embankment pretty hard, and about a second or two pressure of air, you heard air. So I don't know if I bent the rim or if I just slightly dislodged the bead, but it survived the rest of the night without getting, really even low. I kicked it when I got up to the top of the hill to see if anything happened, and it didn't. That's only after sitting about a month that I noticed it was down like that. So, but I got some videos backlogged from that. There's gonna be a whole nother video on it, but I got I basically got a GoPro. I got a SJ cam and got the SJ 5000 Elite, and I recorded that whole trip through the SJ cam, and so I got some video that I need to go through on that. That I'll be hopefully going through and posting sometime soon, and then do a little overview of the camera. But anyway, working on the Sonoma, and the battery so far is staying charged. I put that charger on it for a couple days, and then I drove it a couple times. Drove it in town a couple times. I drove it all the way, you could call it downtown, to an AutoZone at 1 o'clock in the morning to get some parts for the Jeep before we went on a wheeling trip again for my buddy's Jeep. And did fine. Drove down there fine. Didn't have any problems. I'm actually going to start driving it next week. I already ordered the rims and tires. The rims and tires are actually here, and I'll actually show them in just a second after I say what I'm pretty much going to do to this. Some things that I've done since then is, this is the radio that was in the Yukon. I put it in here. Again, it's about 4 minutes. I also picked up a dash piece. I went ahead and ordered a double-din dash piece from like an 04 Blazer, Bravada. So I got that to go in whenever I, get a radio for it. But when I'm doing this video, picking up a very, 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 very cheap amp wiring kit at Walmart, because I didn't feel like ordering one online, and it was cheap enough. I think this is, I don't even know if this is 8 gauge. It might be. I think it is 8 gauge. It is 8 gauge. I haven't seen 8 gauge in like 6 years, because I had 8 gauge in my Jeep at one time. I got the amp wiring kit, and that I got a 10-inch sub in the back of the red Jeep that I bought. That I'm going to put in the back of, right there. That I'm going to put in the back of the Sonoma for now. That's my plan for today, or tonight, this afternoon. It's 4 o'clock. But anyway, I also need to give this thing a bath. I might do that tomorrow. And I need to charge the AC. And I need to figure out why my defrost isn't working. The defrost was working, then I took the dash apart, and now it's not working. I think. I'm pretty sure the defrost was working. Anyway, it's been 7 minutes. I haven't even started yet, so I can show you all the rims and the tires. Just 1 second. And here's the rims. These are 18 by 8 with a zero backspacing, or excuse me, 0 offset, 4.5 inch backspacing. IROC wheels. And the tires I chose, these actually just came in today. The tires came in last night. Are 255/45/18s. It's not a name brand per se. They're Falcons. I mean, I see them all the time at work. And the reviews on these specific ones, which are the ZI-EX, ZE950s, ASs, which also use them. There was, these had almost a 5-star by, a handful, by about 100 or more people, actually more than 100. I went to multiple places, and it was consistently high 4 stars. And there was a couple more tires I was contemplating, but they did good and dry, but once you got on wet or even snow, they plummeted, and I wanted something that was a good all-season tire, not a performance tire. I was looking at a Bridgestone performance tire, but the wet and definitely the snow were a no-go, and I know since this is going to be my daily driver, as rarely as it snows around here, or ices, it still does. I want to be able to drive. Same thing with the wet. It rains here quite often, so this is what I chose. Yeah, they're not name brand, but even the tires on my Yukon aren't name brand, and I haven't had any problems out of them other than the fact of my alignment screwing the rear tires up. In fact, I'm probably going to get the same tires when I get my solid axle on the Yukon. I'm probably going to get the same tires, but bigger. Anyway, so I'll have another video when I actually get those installed and stuff, which hopefully will be next week. But yeah, let's get back to working on the Yukon, or working on the Sonoma. Alright, before I go inside and show you my progress, I thought I'd show you where I found my HVAC problem for the blend door. Ow. This line comes off the top right here, right there. That line is flattened right here and is broken up there. It's broken right here, and the vacuum ball that goes in here inside this fender, that line right there is trash, and then that's the line right there that's broken off that T that goes inside. They weren't 100% broken, but they were definitely cracked. So that should fix my HVAC. Now get back in here. Took my lower dash panel off, or took all the screws out, popped it down, then took the screw out here and here on the dash bezel. Then it just pops off. Unplug the connectors. Unplug all the connectors. Took my radio out. I connected the RCA and I connected the remote. Put the radio back in. Now pull this piece off. Just pulls up. This piece right here, there's a clip that's right here, and it pulls straight out. Right here. Now, when I was pulling, I kind of ripped it a little bit. But what I did was I took my hand around the side, pulled it back, stuck my other hand on the inside, stuck my right hand on the inside, pushed with my right hand, and took my left hand and pulled, and it popped right off. This is the remote and the RCAs. Run that back here. Run that back here. I don't know if I'm going to remove this piece, if I'm going to pop it out, what I'm going to do. But there's that jump seat right there. Get the remote wire and stuff back that way. On the driver's side, that's where I'm going to run the power wire. Even though I should kind of do it the other way. But I've already started. I guess whenever I get my real system that I'm planning on in here, I'll swap it. I forgot the batteries on the passenger side on this. But this being a short bed truck, I got plenty of wire. But all you gotta do is run it down the panel and through the back. So let me figure out how I'm going to do this, and I'll be back. Alright, that was fairly easy. Took old Ryobi with a 50T Torx. After you peel this little piece of carpet up right here, it's already cut. Take the belt off, and you can pull this panel back just enough. You can snake it through, reach your hand through the bucket seat, jump seat, and pull it through the back. Now you do kind of want to watch where this goes, because obviously all this stuff back here moves when you move the well, some of the stuff moves when you move the jump seat. This is where I plan to put all my excess wiring. But anyway, some of that's going to be cut out because I jumped the camera. But yeah, so this wiring's pretty much done. This is where I plan to ground the amp. I'm going to have to get a different end for that cable. Actually, I might try to ground it on that stud right there. On one of these two studs right here. But anyway, that's pretty much ran. Now all I got to do is tighten all this stuff up, and then I can start running the other side. I'll be back. Alrighty, that took a lot longer than anticipated. I was going to connect it over the battery, but I decided, since this was a temporary install, that I'd just hook it up to this, standard 30 amp post. That's how my buddies and his 95 is hooked up, and it doesn't. This 8 gauge ain't gonna pull enough power to mess with that. Yes, you actually want to go to the battery, but shoot, the cable coming from the battery to this fuse block is bigger than this 8 gauge. So yeah, there's a wire coming from the battery, and there's a teeny little 8 gauge. So this is fine, especially for temporary. But man, that grommet down there, you can also see the vacuum line that's busted for the HVAC. That square polygon, because it's not exactly a true rectangle, it's a polygon. Down there is one of the worst grommets I have ever tried to run wire through. I ended up slicing the outside, ended up going on the inside using a drill bit, like a 5/16 drill bit to start out with, and I ended up working my way up to a 1/2 inch. Drill through the underside on the inside, right here in the corner, right up there, right there in the corner where there's no wires. And it ended up, the 5/16 drill bit ended up coming out roughly right there, where that one is, right there up at the top. So then I took my razor blade, opened this side up, and then I took a 1/2 inch from the inside and made the hole where the wire would go through easier. But man, I'm glad I'm going to put that switch box that I got in here, that lightweight 6 relay fuse box. I'm going to put that in this thing so I can keep a lot of switches and stuff off the dashes. I'm glad I'm going to use that, because I don't want to go through that grommet but about one more time. To tell you the truth, when I put that lightweight thing in there, I'm probably going to have to figure out a spot on the firewall and drill a hole, and then put an actual grommet in it, and then probably fill it up with that bibutyl rubber that I do headlights with. Now that I got that done, I can start running it down through here. Yeah, that shouldn't take long. I just gotta get that part of the dash. I don't even know what I'm doing in camera. Get this part of the dash taken apart, which is just pull that kick panel out, pull that big panel out, and figure out how I'm going to get the wire on the other side. Alrighty. I'll be back. Alright. Got the wire run there. Down, stuffed under the carpet a little bit. All the way till back here. Pulled this B-pillar. Well, it's a truck, so just the back cab. And technically, if you want to get creative, it's, no, it's not even a pillar. Just take that, pull that off. This back panel went along with this trim tool, but if you could get your fingers under there, you can do it. I just went by, popped it every so often, and then I started doing the top, and I broke that middle one right there. See that right there? I don't know if I think I did bend that. I wouldn't doubt if I did bend that. But once you got all the bottom popped out, you just pull it up. Now, if you have an extended cab without the third door, you're going to have to remove that whole piece right there on both sides. You're going to have to move that whole piece over there on both sides. I got by without doing it. I don't know how easy it's going to be to get it back in. But I did that so I could try to... it's got these stupid clips on it. I want to try to run the power wire down through the back of the cab. Well, we'll see how that goes. I don't think I'm going to get to AutoZone tonight to get those vacuum lines. I could go if I really wanted to, but I don't want to feel like getting out unless this thing's done. But, yeah, let me continue on. Alright, and I started running it to the other side, and as I thought, these are actually separate. But this is so stiff you can't really bend this up, especially with the toolbox in the way. That has your jacking stuff in it. But anyway, I popped this one. I got it ran over there. I think I'm going to run it down over there and try to get it to come out at the bottom, over there in the corner. And then I can figure out what I'm going to do with the ground. I think I'm going to run it to the seat post down in there for the jump seat. And yeah, I'm not putting that back together yet. I'm going to go to that side, see if I can get that thing out. But yeah, almost done. It's getting there. Alright, and I'm practically done. There's the turn on wire and the RCAs. Got those coming out over the corner over there. And I got the red wire coming out the bottom. Now all I got to do is hook it up, put the sub down, put all these panels back, and I'll be done. I'll be back. And there it is, installed. Got all my wires ran. Good to go. The ground, I don't think I mentioned, I ended up using one of the seat bracket studs for the jump seat. I drilled out that bracket and used it. So, got everything all back together, got the panels back in, got the back panel in. That took a lot longer than I was anticipating. But, yeah. And I got done just in time to go to AutoZone to get those vacuum lines, because I really want to see if I can get this, fixed. It's not going to turn anywhere now because the vacuum line's completely shot. But, alrighty. I'm done. And I got this thing cleaned out, ready for next week. I'm probably going to fill it up with gas when I get into town, too. So, yeah. I don't have anything adjusted, but at all. And before I get copyright. But yeah, like I said, I don't have anything adjusted yet, nothing tuned. I have it tuned for when it was in the red Jeep. So it might be decent where it is right now. You gotta think that's rock. It's not hip-hop or anything, so. Anyway, I'm gonna put some of these tools up and get ready to go into town. So, yeah. I will talk to y'all later, and the next time y'all see this thing, it'll have rims and tires on it. So, talk to y'all later. Bye.